we're going to be talking about brain fog and how it comes about. So whether you have low thyroid, or you have fibromyalgia, or you have adrenal failure, lots of stress, there could be this thing called brain fog that starts occurring. So whether you're losing memory, or you walk into a room and you don't realize why you walked in there, or you're fumbling for words, that could be due to an increase in what is called inflammation in the brain, causing the brain fog. And the inflammation in the brain is being caused by potentially different types of stresses, and the stresses causes releases of cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and that cortisol can actually act upon certain parts of the brain, particularly the hippocampus, where memories are made. But inflammation can be coming about from different areas in the body, whether it be old injuries, or particularly could be coming about from the GI system, the gut. The gut plays a very big role in the connections into the brain. There's a thing called the brain-gut axis. So if there's inflammation in the GI tract, there's going to be inflammation in the brain. So what happens is, if there's inflammation going on and then there's immune cell releases, these immune cells talk to each other with cytokines. Cytokines are proteins that the immune cells release, and these cytokines are what allow immune cells to talk to each other. And these cytokines can actually cross over into the brain, crossing the blood-brain barrier. There's a barrier in the brain that doesn't allow certain things to go into it. But what can happen if there's a ton of inflammation being produced due to whether it be old injuries or GI inflammation, because there's a gut-brain axis. If there's inflammation in the gut, you're going to have inflammation in the brain. So depending on where that inflammation is setting itself up will determine what kind of symptoms you have. So whether you have an inability to remember things fully, or you walk into a room and you can't remember, or you're fumbling for words, it all depends on where that inflammation is setting up in the brain. That'll tell us what kind of symptoms of brain fog you have. Not a good thing. So when the inflammation is produced in the body, and then it's produced into the brain's immune system, there's actually its own little immune system. The glial cells of the brain are going to go around and try to clean up the inflammation in the brain. In the body, the immune system is very specific. Your body will produce antibodies to specific substances. In the brain, it's very general. Once the inflammatory process starts in the brain, it's a domino effect. It starts it's like an explosion of inflammatory process that can occur in the brain, leading into the brain fog, but in more severe cases, obviously leading to things like dementia. So just realize that if the gut is inflamed, the brain's going to be inflamed. And if the gut is inflamed, well, why? Is it due to food sensitivities? Is it due to infections? Is it due to leaky gut? Is it due to the fact that you don't have enough good bacteria in your gut? All these things are what can lead into gut inflammation, which then leads into brain inflammation. So it's a cycle that can go back and forth, and then once the inflammation is produced in the brain, it's a pretty nasty domino effect that can actually keep the process going. With cortisol in general, which is a stress hormone, cortisol loves going after your hippocampus, which is the part of the brain that helps you create memory. So just know that brain fog can be coming about from inflammation, which can be caused from the gut. It could be coming about from inflammation from old injuries or infections in the GI system, or the fact that your body doesn't handle stress very well, allowing cortisol to inflate, and then that inflation of cortisol, the stress hormone, that can actually cause problems into the brain itself. So just know it's a feeding cycle into itself. It goes back and forth, and if you don't cut that cycle in as many different places as you can, it's just going to continue to escalate. So you need a doctor that understands these things so that can help you with your brain fog. So whether you have fibromyalgia or thyroid or other types of things, you need to be addressing the inflammation in general in your body so that you can squash or calm down this brain fog and start feeling better again. So I hope this information helped. I thank you for watching, and make it a great day.